After we've gone through and assessed what vulnerabilities exist, we're ready to start piecing together the exploitation of those vulnerabilities. And basically, we're going to take the output from our automated vulnerability assessment tool and any other manual vulnerability assessments we might have performed and look at what available exploits exist. So, we might even have to move into the development of new exploits. And this is where having the thinking outside of the box mentality comes into play. A great example of this are custom programmed web applications. A customer that I've worked with in the past employed a new web application. It was written using PHP, which is a very common web language, and it worked great for them. The company that built it never really gave a lot of thought to security of the application itself. Well, running automated vulnerability assessments against the box and doing all the basic steps, I didn't discover any major vulnerabilities. Everything looked to be pretty well locked down. But once I started looking a little bit deeper into the PHP application running on that server, I determined that there were a lot of vulnerabilities that existed, such as information disclosure vulnerabilities, where when spitting back errors, it would actually show me a lot more information than what I should be seeing as a public accessee of the website. In addition, there were a lot of vulnerable forms where I could use SQL injection or possibly try to manipulate the forms on the back end and then post that back to the database to retrieve more information. So having enough skill and mentality to be able to move outside the automated process of vulnerability discovery and exploitation is extremely valuable. Ultimately, after we've assessed all these vulnerabilities, we put ourselves into place and target the exploitation, we are going to try to gain access to the systems using these vulnerabilities. And that kind of leads us into the next portion, that being penetration and access. And this is where we're using our exploits and our information we've gathered so far to actually penetrate and gain access to those systems. This is where we break the line. This is where going from legal to illegal can happen very quickly. So, assuming you have permission, we move forward based on the previous stages that we've gone through. Basically, everything before this has been a planning and preparation and information gathering phase. Based on those exploited vulnerabilities that we've discovered, we gain access to those systems, and we can do that at various levels depending on what vulnerabilities exist. But the ultimate goal here, again, gain access to that system. So, at this point, we can effectively say, if we were successful in our penetration attempt, that this system has a very serious vulnerability. So, a great example, going back to that PHP application, me being able to run SQL commands against the database through the PHP application was effectively going from research to penetration. I'm actually in the system, I'm retrieving customer records that are confidential. So, without that user's permission, I've actually moved into the illegal phase now where I could be prosecuted for my actions. So keep that in mind once you reach this step in the methodology.